Let me begin by saying most of the TV shows that come on today that I hear about that kids like, they suck. Like, you know what? SpongeBob, until I heard a theory of how he's a tampon, lives in Bikini Bottom, his friend is a star, lives in a pineapple. Oh, oh my goodness, the pineapple reference just made me just gag, especially after thinking about that girl eats tampon video. You, anyway, okay, I am like a vegetarian and I just hate the thought of anything like the only muff I'm gonna touch is the one where you like it's a glove like thing that like a drag queen was wearing one day and it was really nice. But anyway, let me I digress here. One show that I did like that was it was more like a drama and for like TVMA was American Horror Story. I gotta say the first season was awesome. I loved it. The second season was kind of all over the place, but it had to be, I believe, because of all the characters involved. It was a place of business, a church, all that stuff. It had to have a central thing, and then it had to branch out over so long a time and over so many people because of the dynamics of the show. In the first season, it just had one family, and then the neighbors, and then some of the neighborhood, and some of the things that they did in the past, and the house had it. The house was basically its own character. But that's one exception. Glee is okay. I mean, I'm not really all that big of a fan of Glee. I like the fact that they, talk about, gay youth and things like that too, because, gay youth are out there, and I like the idea that, they're portraying them in high school like any other kid. So another show but I guess it's not like a lot of it is probably the cartoons. Like I'm used to DuckTales, Tom and Jerry, Power Rangers, the original ones. Before the green one got added, and then once the green one got added, I was okay. And then they had like Ninja, then Zeo, then Metal, and you know what? By the time they got to Zeo Rangers, I just gave up. Oh yeah, I just gave up. I was like, you know what? How are they gonna like do all this? Because this is just craziness. But also, like Power Rangers. What else was out there? Like, and you know what? We always used to play Power Rangers too. I always liked Goldar and Scorpina because Goldar is like Scorpina was not to she was no joke. But when Goldar and Scorpina got together, it was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And then of course they, I guess they ran out of the Japanese footage that they were using for it because that's when they got all to the other stuff and they had to be original maybe with unoriginal material. But also Blinky Bill is one that I remember. Rupert, oh my goodness, Rupert Bear was awesome. And Rin Tin Tin, like all of those little adventure kind of things. And when I think of adventures, I always think of DuckTales, mainly because it's what I ran across recently, and it really just made me think like, wow, how great it was, to grow up with Rugrats, Hey Arnold, '90s Nickelodeon, Cat Dog, Pepper Ann, Doug, Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, Looney Tunes. When the WB first came out, they had Looney Tunes at like 4 o'clock, and I would always be home for it. And I remember the introduction, sung by Daffy Duck. And then the only time I found out who Foghorn Leghorn was when they were singing the credits and Foghorn Leghorn came up. Because I always called him the I say rooster, because that's all he would say, I say boy. But what are some cartoons that you remember from the 80s and 90s? The 2000s, I think Pepper Ann maybe like late 90s, early 2000s. But, like, I remember things like, even Mucha Lucha, which was the 2000s. I really enjoyed that. I guess I'm kind of easily entertained, but not easily entertained by stuff that by a lot of the cartoons that are more for adults today. South Park, when they cleaned it up from Comedy Central to Fox, I started to enjoy it a little better because it was, a lot of, it was pretty good. When it was edited and all that. So, talk to me, YouTube. Have a great day. Bye-bye.